And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending some time with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. My wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 ranked team here in Tampa Bay. About 20,000 teams here in Tampa Bay. So we're blessed and highly favored, as we say, to be in that top 100 and helping sellers sell faster for more money. We're going to feature our listings live on air. We've got a great guest in studio with us right now, Eric Conte, back in studio. He's the owner of Marathon Billboards. We're going to talk about his business, marathonbillboards.com, and also kind of tease his next business coming up here as well, and talk a little bit about some of his experiences, too, in previous hurricane seasons with Milton. Also, D.R. Horton, homeowners sue D.R. Horton over deceptive home sales and financing scheme. One of the largest that is the nation's largest home building company, and its mortgage subsidiary being sued to recover money they lost during deceptive home selling and mortgage schemes that led to unexpectedly high mortgage payments. So I'll talk about that and also add some consumer tips around buying homes from a builder. What's the pros and cons there, buying from a builder versus buying a resale? Because we take on a lot of listings, especially out in that East Hillsborough County area, sometimes out in Waimama, Seffner, Riverview. You have those issues out there with our with the resales, because those home builders can pump out some of that inventory and they'll give incentives that sounds really good, but sometimes it ends up being a bait and switch type tactic from some of the home builders throughout Tampa Bay and beyond as well. Charlie Kirk Memorial Highway has been approved by the Lake County Commission. Real happy to see that. Charlie Kirk Memorial Highway designated by the Lake County Board of Commissioners there, county commissioners up there in Lake County. So we talked yesterday with Joshua Wostel, Hillsborough County Commissioner Joshua Wostel, on the show, and he was talking about how they may have a plan here in Hillsborough County to rename Del Mabry Highway. That would be really strong, I think, for the conservative movement. And he drew a parallel to him and MLK. A lot of the same beliefs there. Judge a man by his character, not his skin color, and that's what Charlie stood for. So we'll talk a little bit about that here coming up on the show. Also, Florida Doge still in the news. Seminole County, one of the latest counties to be visited by Blaze Ignolia, the CFO for the state of Florida. And again, that overall effort, the overarching effort to eliminate property taxes for primary residences in the state of Florida. That is within our reach. It's going to be on the ballot. So make sure you start educating your friends and family about that. And don't fall for the deceptive practices of some of the opposing folks that are going to be saying, oh, well, what about firefighters and things like that? We're not going to get rid of firefighters. That's not going to happen. There's ways to fund the government without increasing everyone's taxes and millage rates. So we'll jump into some of that as well later on in the program. All right, let's jump into a couple of hot listings here. Then we'll get to our friend Eric Conte here, Marathon Billboards, and how he can help your business here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rimes1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble channels as well, the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com. All right, 9914 Ala Vista Drive in Gibsonton, Florida. $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We've got an elevated stilt home. It's 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1922 square feet. You're on the Alafaya River here with direct access to the Gulf. You have a metal roof there. Beautiful opportunity for a waterfront property, 2-story home, and a great opportunity to buy if you've ever wanted to have your own private boat dock, boat lift, and you've got a covered boat lift there as well with picnic table, big enough for a picnic table down by the water. Imagine living that Florida lifestyle to the fullest and enjoying that recreational activities outside. 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. Ground level offers covered parking for 3 vehicles, a covered tiki bar, spacious entertaining area. And if you're in the market to buy, we'd love to work with you and represent you from the buy side as a buyer representation, real estate team. We'd love to help you there as well. So check out 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. All right, 118 Lakeshore Drive East in Palm Harbor. We got a great opportunity for another waterfront home. This has 180-degree water views, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, plus a 2-car garage, 1,740 square feet. You got a quarter-acre lot. Now, this one has no CDD, and you have an optional HOA with a very low fee. And you have private boat dock, private lift there, boat lift, jet ski lifts, covered dock that has water power boat lift, added ledge and handles, double jet ski lift as well, seawalls in 2018, newer seawall there, right on Lake Tarpon. Now, this is a 2,536-acre lake. Great opportunity to live that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. Bring your boats, bring your jet skis to 118 Lakeshore Drive East, Palm Harbor, Florida. Compliments of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And you can see all of our listings or shop for your next home at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can also submit an email form on our radio show website at consumerqb.com. All right, Eric Conte, welcome back in. Marathon Billboards, welcome in, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. So tell us a little bit about your business, man. It's a really cool, innovative idea. I love it.
Thank you. I would love to tell you that I'm a genius, but I stole it. I saw it being done out in Vegas. I saw it being done out in L.A.
Yeah.
Originally, it was all on billboards, but something got me lucky. We couldn't buy, I said billboards, I'm sorry, on box trucks.
Yep.
But we couldn't do any box trucks when I went to buy this because of COVID. Something to do with the chips or something.
Yep.
Ford, Chevy, and Isuzu said I had to wait 8 months, and I'm just not patient enough to do that. So we ended up putting it on a trailer.
Yeah.
And after that, we saw that I was spending about $100 a day in gas using a Jeep Grand Cherokee, which was a nice 6-cylinder vehicle. It was able to tow these 3,500-pound trailers. And I was getting pretty decent gas mileage, but not good enough for what we needed. Let me rephrase that. It was good enough, but you're always looking for better.
Yeah.
And this was 4 years ago, and back then Tesla was the only thing that made sense. It's not necessarily the only thing that makes sense today because now you can charge anything there, and there's hybrids that can tow this. But anyway, so we started using Teslas to save me money, and since I can save me money, I can now save my customers money. By saving my customers money, their ROI is higher, which gets them to stick around longer. It's a huge win-win for the both of us.
I love that. And who is your customer?
My favorite customers, I want to say, are a combination of either lawyers, smaller lawyers. We're not looking for the big lawyers. It's usually, I hate to say mom and pop lawyers, but let's say mom and pop lawyers.
Okay.
Restaurants. Restaurants use us abundantly, and they tend to stick around because they're getting good results.
Okay.
And I found that plumbers and electricians really enjoy getting their names seen extra on the roads. It's for how much they make off of one client and for how much they're paying me, which let's just use a round number and say about $350 a month.
Yep.
When they get a customer paying them much higher than that, they stay with me long term.
Yeah, I like that. So plumbers, electricians, HVAC companies, I would think would kind of fit in that same kind of a line. Looking for lawyers out there, restaurants. I got to introduce you to my friend that owns a restaurant as well. A couple of friends actually come to mind. So we're talking with Eric Conte. He is the owner of Marathon Billboards, online at marathonbillboards.com. And nothing wrong with a little R&D. If you look at the history of America, it's like that's in a way it's the American dream. Now, of course, home ownership, owning a business. But when I say R&D, I'm talking about rip off and duplicate.
Right,
so
right.
you take something from Vegas, right? You take something from Vegas, you bring it to Florida. Hey, you're bringing that to a new market, right? Mm-hmm. You're probably the first one in Tampa Bay to be doing that. So yeah, nothing wrong with a little R&D, man.
I've actually got a competitor out there. His name is Eric.
Okay.
Nice guy. He was here before I was, but I didn't see his product until after I saw mine. And after I saw him on the road, I actually called him up and I'm like, hey, I want to do a one-to-one with you.
Yeah.
Because I look at it, I'm the new guy. And we had a great little lunch. His parents were there with us. He was going to push them off. And I went, no. This is personal, not business. Let them have time with us.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation.
Yeah.
I like a lot of things about my business better, of course.
Yeah.
But I've actually sent him some business, and I'm sure he's pushed people my way for things that just don't quite fit.
Sure.
So I'm not the innovator in the area, but at the same time, there's plenty of room out there for the two of us.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. It's all about, getting together and having that, and you look at a market too, like a real estate market, and we kind of read the headline here, homeowners sue D.R. Horton over deceptive home sales and financing scheme. And I'll go into detail on this a little bit later. But when you think about it, real estate, mortgage, title, we're all kind of in the same market. We're, when you think about realtors and mortgage loan originators and, so we've got to help kind of protect each other from some of these things. And maybe it's not a situation where certain companies may do things out of spite or in a situation where they're trying to hurt people. But I think, again, the Consumer Quarterback Show, it's all about consumer advocacy. So I like that idea of talking to your competitors, talking to other realtors, having that abundance mentality is kind of what I come back to when you think about abundance versus scarcity. So in this example here, you want to look at what can I do if I'm shopping a builder. So a couple of notes that I took down as I was preparing for the show is, hey, what a lot of times what the builders will do is if you're buying a home from them, they're going to build in some closing cost assistance from the mortgage side. So we've heard that story, right? But what they're doing is they're building it into the rate. So you're paying a higher rate on your mortgage. Now, if you're okay with that, the difference in a quarter or half a point on a 30-year fixed mortgage may not be huge on your monthly payment. But when you add that up over 180 months or 360 months, you're talking thousands of dollars that homeowners are going to pay by building in those closing costs to the rate. So I like to at least bring that out to other people. So I like your idea there. You talk to your competitors and you kind of work around it. Yeah,
I like people, to be honest with you. I really, truly do. So many years ago, I was doing door flyer distribution, and I started doing it in Tampa. And I found out about a competitor of mine, and I felt like I was bouncing around in her backyard.
Yeah.
So I called her up. I did a one-to-one with her. Over the years, she sent me so much business in Pinellas, and then I ended up hiring her to do all my Tampa stuff.
Nice.
And then when I switched from door flyers to the mobile billboard, she literally sent me 3 handwritten pages, front and back, of potential customers.
Nice.
So I was like, you know what? I don't ever want to have an unfriendly competitor out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the old adage of, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. I mean, and I get that, except for politics. When you're in politics, you gotta kind of fight the fight. And I think Charlie Kirk reminded us a lot about that when it comes to standing up for our faith and things like that. But yeah, for friendly competition, when you're talking about being a competitor in real estate or being a competitor in whatever business, hey, yeah, reach across that aisle, talk to your competitors, and keep your friends, your enemies closest, as they say, right? Yeah, that's a great story, man, because I can see how that plays out in real estate too. You have a lot of that there as well. If you just joined us, we're talking with Eric Conte here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He is the owner of Marathon Billboards. You can find him online at marathonbillboards.com. Now, did you want to tease your other business that you're thinking about launching or about to launch?
Sure. So I launched it legally a year ago. It's called Great Outings and Travel. I think the best way to describe this is it's a social club that travels. Membership is $25 a month. It's very inexpensive. The website is greatoudingsandtravel.com. It's not very organized yet, even though it's a year old. Remember a year ago what happened, Helene and Milton.
Yes.
Well, Milton ripped the roof right off my house.
Oh, man.
So I was homeless for about 10 minutes, and then I was living in the dining room for about 4 months. I had a business partner, we'll call it that, as a family member, and she's my favorite person on the planet. But she wasn't doing quite what we needed. So I tried doing it without a business partner, and I realized marathons blew up in the last year in a great way. So I neglected GOAT is what we're calling it, short for Great Outings and Travel.
Yeah.
And so because of that neglect, about a month ago, I decided, let me hire a manager, and now we're really starting to push it. I don't want to talk about it too much on here because I'm not ready for it to explode.
Yeah.
But I think next time I come in, we're going to be ready for it to explode.
Yeah, I love that idea. And if you don't mind, how did that hurricane affect you? How did you navigate the FEMA rules and your insurances? Did that go kind of smooth for you, or was it a challenge?
It went pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I was Milton, not Helene. So I was not in a flood zone, which actually destroyed my drywall more than all the other houses because it literally destroyed the ceiling as well as the entire wall.
Okay.
However, it was fully covered by insurance.
Okay.
So when it's covered by insurance, forgive me if I'm saying something wrong here, folks, but if it's covered by insurance, FEMA doesn't get in at all.
Okay.
And with that being said, everybody that's told me about FEMA has said nothing but negative things.
Oh.
So I can't agree nor disagree.
Yeah.
But since I didn't have to deal with the government, the insurance made it seamless. Now, I did have to fight them a little bit on the last X amount of dollars, but I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Citizens Insurance, with just a teeny bit of a fight, I mean, barely a fight, gave me everything I needed.
Good. Well, that's good to hear that. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Eric Conte, Marathon Billboards, and I just realized we're up against a break here. Quick break. Right back. We're going to talk more with Eric as well, and wanted to get into this D.R. Horton story. Homeowners sue D.R. Horton over deceptive home sales and financing scheme. I'm going to give some specific examples out of this article as well about one homeowner's payments went from $1,000 to $3,136. Just by switching servicers. So kind of crazy stuff happening. All right, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com. Looking to level up your sales game? With 20-plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. We're in studio here with Eric Conte, Marathon Billboards on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we're still going to get to this Florida Doge efforts. A lot of money being found. Almost $1 billion in fraudulent spending, wasteful spending throughout that. And that's just 5 counties, 5 blue counties, they said, throughout Florida. And you have a lot of spending going on in initiatives like excessive spending, DEI initiatives, other irresponsible uses of tax dollars. So we'll dive into that a little later on the show. Also, homeowners sue D.R. Horton over deceptive home sales. We'll touch on that a little bit more as well. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here. We always like to feature our real estate properties live on air as a way to help our sellers sell faster for more money with maximum profit. 3222 Jackson Drive, Holiday, Florida. This one just went live last week. You've got 2-bedroom, 2-bath, affordable home here at 1,126 square feet. Beautifully furnished lakefront home. It's fully remodeled. Gorgeous kitchen here. You have an open concept there, and it's overlooking 2 lakes here. You got direct access to Lake Conley and Lake Nash through a peaceful canal right here at 3222 Jackson Drive in Holiday, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. 3314 Fernleaf Drive, Hernando Beach. Got vacant land for sale. We've got land, about a dozen or so vacant land listings. Now, this one's has access to the Gulf. You're in beautiful Hernando Beach. You've got a large lot, almost a quarter-acre lot, R2 zoning. No HOA or CDD fees. You have access to the Gulf of America, and you have a double lot here. Great opportunity to buy real estate. You can see all of our listings, platinummvpteam.kw.com. Check us out at Consumer. All right, Eric Conte here in studio with us, and he's a local business owner looking for businesses out there, plumbers, electricians, easy for me to say, lawyers, restaurants, to advertise with him. Tell us a little bit more about Marathon Billboards, Eric.
You know, it's been a great, I don't know how to describe it, journey so far. I got my first billboard about 4 years, 2 months ago. I decided instantly no contracts. I also decided instantly, and this is what does set me apart majorly, when you're on my billboard, you're the only ad on there for 1 hour or more straight. You're the only message.
Cool.
I do it this way. One of my favorite reasons is now I can do 9 messages for you or 3 messages or however many you want.
Yep.
But I do it this way because now I can really brand your brand into people's brains. I can now go exactly where you want, and we don't have to worry about that whole ADHD thing where people are forgetting about your message 10 seconds later.
Yeah.
But because of that, combined with the no contracts, within 6 months, I was ordering my second sign.
Beautiful.
And then it took about 6 months to build them. My buddy over at Speed King Signs, his name is Nick, built this for me, custom for me. It was beautiful. But it takes him 6 months to build.
Wow.
And then I ordered that second one, and it was about a year later, we ordered the third one.
Nice.
So now it's going well. So I am looking for salespeople.
Okay.
And it's the world's easiest sale, but I can only sell so much. No matter who you are,
Sure.
you can only sell 4 million homes in a year or 400 homes in a year or whatever it is. I can only sell so many customers in a year.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited about the way things have gone. I'm really excited about the business. And, you know, I talked about those few people that are my customers because those are the ones that seem to get the best results. But I've got about 35 different types of customers.
Nice.
So
that's cool, man. And they're all online at marathonbillboards.com. You can find all his information at marathonbillboards.com. Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming in.
thank you, brother.
Hey, my pleasure. All right, coming up, Logan Briggs. We're going to talk about his business, Gulf Shield Roofing. Support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. Coming up, Logan Briggs. Also, we're going to dive more into this. Homeowners sued D.R. Horton over deceptive home sales and financing scheme. Talk about the largest home builder in the United States being sued. and more from Florida Doge efforts from Ron DeSantis and Blaze Ignolia here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, brand nonsense, and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Logan Briggs in studio with us, Gulf Shield Roofing in the house. We're going to talk about his business and also, more about this homeowners suing a class action lawsuit against D.R. Horton over deceptive home sales and financing scheme. It's the largest builder in the nation, and also they have a mortgage subsidiary as well. So we'll kind of talk about that story a little bit as well. Florida Doge, kicking and taking names, man. $1 billion of fraudulent spending that they've found throughout 5 counties so far, just 5 counties. You also have Trump considers a $1,000 to $2,000 tariff-funded stimulus check for taxpayers. Could be pretty cool to see those checks coming in. And we have Logan Briggs joining us here in studio. And we always like to feature our listings on air. And if you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or refinance, we would love to talk to you. Great opportunity to take a look at that. And a lot of people are looking at refinancing right now with the interest rates dropping. Might be a good time for you to pay off some higher interest rate debt and maybe credit card debt, things like that. But a couple of hot listings. We'll jump right into it with Logan Briggs here in studio. 5402 West US Highway 92. This is Plant City. We've got a bar for sale, the Finish Line Saloon in Plant City. 1,716 square feet. You have about a third of an acre lot. Now, this comes with a 4 COP license to sell, of course, liquor, at the bar. You can also sell package, but then you can also go on location. For example, let's say you're doing something down at Gasparilla, you rent a spot, or you're building somewhere. You're able to take that license with you. So think about your entrepreneurs out there. Great opportunity, not only buying the real estate, you're buying the building, the land, the parking spaces as well. You're buying the bar, the goodwill, and the name going forward, and some of the other income streams. But you're also buying that 4 COP license that allows you to take that mobile with you. Say you rent a room at the Hard Rock, you throw a big party there. You're able to serve alcohol with that license. So 5402 West US Highway 92 in Plant City. Great opportunity to buy real estate and a business here in Tampa Bay. 10711 Old Sycamore Loop in Land O'Lakes. We got a motivated seller here on Old Sycamore Loop in Land O'Lakes. This one is 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 2046 square feet, single family home. You have stainless steel appliances, lighter color bathrooms, and a lighter color kitchen cabinetry there as well. Beautiful clubhouse and pool package there. Large backyard, fenced in as well, so you could let the kids play in the backyard and have a lot of fun there at 10711 Old Sycamore Loop, Land O'Lakes, Florida. Check out our website, platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can also visit us on our radio show website at consumerqb.com. All right, Logan Briggs, welcome back into the show, sir.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
Yeah, man. Blessed and highly favored, brother.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Things good on your end?
Yeah, it's starting to cool down a bit.
I love it. Man, every year when you have that first little batch of just not even cooler, just a little bit less humidity,
yeah,
you're like, wow, thank God. This is the time to be in Florida.
Yeah, so we're out. Yeah. They're happy. They're out there whistling. They're not sweating. They're not hiding from the sun that much. So no, it's things are great.
Good, man. Good. Yeah, enjoy the next 4 months.
Yeah, exactly, right?
All right, so we got Logan Briggs, Gulf Shield Roofing. Seems like more people might be doing more financing with the rates coming down. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot. I mean, you're getting a lot of those nasty grams from the insurance carrier where they have 30 days to get a new roof. They're like, what do I do? And nobody. I mean, our average roof in Tampa is around $17,000 for about a 3,000 square foot home. So give or take this square footage on your house, you're looking between $12,000 to $25,000, $30,000 for a roof. So people might have that money hanging out, but the last thing they want to do is buy a roof with it. You know, they want to go on vacation, buy a new car, invest in something. They don't want to, I mean, that is an investment, but they don't want to put it on, they don't want to buy a new roof, right? So, some of our financing options really help homeowners, whether it's, 0% interest options for up to 18 months or, no payments, no interest for a year, or, you can stretch it out to 10 to 15 years if you want. So that we really have some really cool options that can really fit any kind of budget our homeowners are looking for. Yeah. And, I get it. Yeah. You don't want to invest in, you don't want to put that money into something like a roof, but hey, you got to. You kind of take it for granted. And, that's a lot of times, when you look at insurance rates, you look at the hurricane seasons that we've gone through, having a good solid roof is a major foundation for your household and your family's, goodwill going forward. Yeah, it gives you a lot of peace of mind, and the good thing about our roofing systems, we're going to get a 50-year lifetime warranty from the manufacturers, but we're also going to give a 10-year workmanship warranty, right? So if anything happens to that roof in the next 10 years, we're married to it, right? We're coming out, no questions asked, there's no service fees, there's no deductibles. We come out there, materials and labor, and we're fixing the roof. Nice. No questions asked, right? And then, most people don't really know anything's wrong with their roof until they have that stain in the ceiling or water's coming in the house, right? Yeah. And then that's when they... That's also covered under our warranty too, which is just a lot of peace of mind for our homeowners. Nice. Yeah. GulfShieldRoofing.com. You can check them out online. We're talking with Logan Briggs. He's the owner of the company, GulfShieldRoofing.com, commercial and residential roof, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, we do. So we just did a restaurant over in Largo, Lakeview Restaurant. If you're over in that area, check it out. We just did their roof. So we're doing some commercial work as well. It's pretty much anything with shingle, tile, or metal, we can do it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I love that, man. I see, all different types of roofs out there, and you see the metal roof. We have our friend Ron that sells the metal, Tri-County Metals. He's a good guy. Yeah. I love that, too. It's a Florida-made product. Oh, yeah, Florida-made product. They're all over the state of Florida. Yeah. Great family that runs that and founded that, and they do a great job. And metal's an amazing roofing system. It's more and more popular. Every year, we're building more and more metal roofs. Yeah. There's no doubt there. It's an investment-grade roofing system is what I like to call it, where, really, if you're going to be in your house 10 to 15, 20 years, it's a phenomenal investment. Because it's going to be double, sometimes triple, depending on what kind of profiles or paint you get on it. Yeah. So you got to understand, there is a cost to metal, but at the end of the day, if you're going to be in your house for more than 10, 15 years, you don't have to buy another roof for 50. Yeah. Right? That's the goal, right? That's why metal's a great option for a lot of homeowners, and sometimes it might not be a great option for everybody, but nevertheless, that is the probably the strongest and best roofing system you can have in Florida. Yeah, and it's going to be something that'll help your home appreciate, and then some people are looking for that differentiation factor when they're buying their next home. Yeah. And saying, hey, all these houses have shingles. Let's buy the one that has the metal. They'll pay a little bit extra for it maybe. Right, and there's some different profiles of metal roofing systems where you can get the standing seam roof that's absolutely gorgeous. In metal, at the understand, it's all custom, right? It's not like, you go to Home Depot and you buy some metal panels. No, our custom roof, metal roofs are designed specifically for the house we put them on. Yeah. So it's a very clean look. Also, we can get them painted. Right? We have pretty much every color option out there, and it just makes for a really nice finish. I'd go with the regular, what is that, stainless look? The mill finish or the Galvalume. I would go with that. I had one of my first $1 million sales that I almost had, this was years ago, 10, 15 years ago, was a home. It was beautiful on the lake, 5,000 plus square feet, but it had a blue roof. And then we had an offer, and then the guy rescinded his offer because he said he didn't like the blue. He couldn't get past the blue. His wife, I think it was. Sure. I was like, dang it. I would have had $1 million sale if it wasn't for that blue roof. So, I tell you what, though, man, some people want that blue roof. Some people love it. I'm not going to say anything. Some people love it. Laser resistant, exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to get into that, but hey, there's some benefit to it. You're buying it. You choose what color you want. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And we do have blue. There you go. You got blue roof. All right, Logan, have you heard of DR Horton? Oh, yeah. Yeah, big builder. Did you know they're the largest in the nation? I did not know they were the largest. I figured they was probably between them and Lennar, right? Yeah, they're up there. You got some big names. So anyways, they got hit with the lawsuit on the 1st, October 1st, man. Homeowners sued DR Horton over deceptive home sales and financing scheme. I'm just going to hit some of the highlights here. They filed it in the Middle District of Florida. The lawsuit seeks to stop the defendants from luring home buyers into buying more expensive homes with larger mortgages and get all the money back that the homeowners lost. According to the lawsuit, DR Horton targeted prospective homeowners promising low, affordable payments. However, the company lowballed the true monthly cost as it
excluded the majority of required property taxes. The lawsuit alleges the D.R. Horton were running a monthly payment suppression scheme to mislead first-time buyers into thinking their total mortgage cost. So anyways, it goes on to say how many of the buyers didn't learn their payments would be hundreds of dollars higher each month until after mortgage had sold the loans to a new mortgage servicer. Now, let me just pause there, because what happens is a lot of times when you're buying a new home, they're going to have a mortgage company associated with it.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're going to say, oh, well, if you do your mortgage with us and if you do your title work with us, then we can give you more rebates and incentives.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guess what? They're going to jack up the interest rate. So now instead of getting a 6.5%, you're going to pay a 7% or maybe 7.25%. And then they're going to kick that money back in terms of closing incentives. So, yeah, maybe it can help you out of pocket. But what happens is the difference in a half a point or even 3/4 of a point on an interest rate over 15 or 30 years is thousands and thousands of dollars. So you're paying more in the long run. But it does help sometimes some people get into those homeownerships. So that would be something to look at. But continuing on, here's one of the stories. In one instance, plaintiffs Frankie Santiago was promised a monthly payment of $21.64 for a home in Lake County, Florida. Based on this, he chose D.R. Horton home with a DHI mortgage loan, again, the affiliated lender, because the monthly payments was lower than comparable homes with similar sales prices. But less than a year after closing, Santiago's new servicer conducted an escrow analysis that included all the property taxes as well as the amounts that he had to cover for back taxes due to the scheme. And his monthly payment skyrocketed by nearly $1,000 to $3,136. So he went up from I guess $2,100 to $3,100 in payments, and that's a lot of money for a homeowner to eat.
Well, yeah, to come out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
Like just all of a sudden your mortgage was about $1,000.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about when we deal with those big builders, like they know the tricks and the schemes, right?
Yeah.
And they've got everybody in on it, from the mortgage company that's in on it, which they probably own, to the sales rep that's on it. It's scary because they want it so cheap.
Yeah,
they want the
problem.
labor it's ridiculous.
The row
what they
builders,
want.
yeah. You call them like a row builder. A lot of these big companies, and they just build them fast. They build them cheap. That's why. And again, here's another tip on new construction: get your upfront home inspection done. J. Smith, A. Snoop Inspection. We recommend J. Smith with A. Snoop Inspection. Longtime friend of the show, about 11 years now. He's been a show partner, and we also recommend that at the 11-month mark, you get that home inspection.
Yeah.
Logan, tell me why.
Yeah, you want to help with the warranties, right? You want to make sure, because they'll cut off your warranties after those 12 months.
Yeah.
And then you have to ask them, when does their 12-month period start? Like when you buy the house or when you first step into the house.
When you're contracted, yeah. When you get the CO, the certificate of occupancy.
Right.
But yeah, so on your first initial purchasing of this, when you sign the contract, get a home inspection.
Yep.
And then also you want to get a home inspection before they close in the walls. So your drywall. So before that drywall goes up, you want to see where the plumbing's, the electrical, make sure everything's there, the receptacles, the outlets, all of that's the way it should be. You got your tie downs on your roof. And then also at month 11, and the reason we say month 11 is because at month 12, typically you have that 1-year warranty that runs out. So you want to get that done before that, a month before that, so that way you have time to file the paperwork and everything.
It's such a short. I couldn't even imagine as a contractor offering just 1-year warranty.
Yeah.
Like, who can only stand behind their work for 1 year? Like, are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just wild. But, a lot of people don't understand, like, when you walk into one of those building model homes, you need to have your realtor with you.
Yes, that's another great point.
You think you're not even dealing with real.
They'll call them. Yeah, they
don't
may
have
not
your best
be.
interest. They're like,
They're
I hate
captured.
to say it, but they're those car salesmen. They're like, ooh, we got them. They're on the lot. Capture them now. I'm not nothing against those guys, but that's the feeling you get when you walk into some of these model homes.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not sure if D.R. Horton has a 1 year or 12-month warranty. I'm not sure. I'm not saying specifically for D.R. Horton with that example I gave, but typically you do see a 1-year warranty with a lot of the new home builds. So Logan Briggs in studio with us, Gulf Shield Roofing. Have you heard about this Florida Doge, man? Have you seen and heard about this?
I'm loving it.
They're finding all kinds of wasteful spending, DEI initiatives, sponsor $75,000 for pride festivals in St. Petersburg. Here locally, we had our friend Joshua Wostel, the Hillsborough County Commissioner. He's talking about how they're doing forced philanthropy. So in other words, every year they're renewing a lot of these nonprofits and not asking any questions. Yes. So if you look at $572,000, Hillsborough County, $572,000 for unconscious bias training. So in other words, it's almost weird just to think about. So let's break that down. So we have bias, Logan, that we're unconscious about. We didn't even know that we
need training on this. By the way,
we need $572,000 of not our money, but your money as taxpayers.
Right.
Okay, you got $950,000 for county employee vehicle allowance. Nope, do your own county. So Pinellas County, $75,000 every year to sponsor their annual Pride Festival. Let's look at Broward County, $890,000 on DEI training since fiscal year 20.
So much money. It's never coming back.
Pushing the genderbread person? I don't even know what that means.
Genderbread person. Youth populations.
That's what it says here. I don't even know what that is. $175,000 to create virtual art in the metaverse. What? Virtual art? St. Petersburg, $8,000 from city utility and EMS funds to provide support Pride events. So again, there's that Pride that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And then Jacksonville, $75,000 for a hologram of Mayor Donna Deegan to meet you at $7.5 million. There's a big one. That's a big number. $7.5 million for a 1-mile sidewalk project. Ooh, that's an expensive sidewalk. What is that? Is that gold plated?
Yeah, right?
Is that Trump plated gold, man? All right, quick break. Right back. More with Logan Briggs here. Gulf Shield Roofing on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check them out online, gulfshieldroofing.com. Support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. Follow us online. We'd love to connect at Brandon Rimes 1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble channels. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right to the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation, aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online, willsmithaviation.com. That's willsmithaviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com, TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, Logan Briggs here in studio with us. Gulf Shield Roofing, another great example of our local area business owners and local companies to support. We greatly appreciate everybody that supports the show hotline, 813-917-1894. Any questions you have, real estate related, mortgage finance, roofing. We have great attorneys as well. So if you have legal questions, we can introduce you to one of our attorneys, CPAs, financial advising, so many different ways we help you here on the show. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business wheel. Each one of those spokes extending out from that center as one of our expert contributors. We got about 80 different categories where we help you here. 813-917-1894. That's 917-1894, Tampa area code. A couple of hot listings. We'll jump right back into it here with our friend Logan Briggs in studio. 14420 Bailey Hill Road. This one's in Brooksville, Florida. We just did a price improvement here as well. This one is 3 acres of agriculturally zoned land, and you have an unimproved land here. You have surrounded by trees and other residential homes, other ranch-style properties, quick access to major thoroughfares throughout Tampa Bay, 5 minutes to public boat ramps leading out to the Gulf of America. A great opportunity. 14420 Bailey Hill Road, Brooksville, Florida. Another great listing from the Platinum MVP team. 17942 Augie Lane in Hudson. This one is another opportunity to buy some land, buy and build right here. 17942 Augie Lane, Hudson, Florida. In a great community here, you have playground. Looks like you have shuffleboard courts there, tennis, basketball courts as well, picnic area. This one's 1.21 acres at ideally situated with no rear neighbors, no CDD fees, or and low HOA fees as well. Just $150 a year. One of Hernando County's premier properties right here in Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Also, visit our radio show site to see all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down.
Yeah, Jason Aldean was in town this last week, and some of my friends went over there to that concert. But
he always puts on a good show, doesn't
he? Yeah. I haven't been to one of his concerts in a while, but I didn't even know they were coming. Went to that USF game instead. But all right, we got Logan Briggs in studio here talking about his company, Gulf Shield Roofing. And you got folks that are financing out there. You got awesome warranties. What else is topical? What do we need to know? It can help you with your insurance as well if you get those tie downs.
Yeah, that's becoming more common too. That's something that's probably the best time to do it is while you're getting a new re-roof. Because we'll have access to those points. There's a wall-to-roof transition is what it's called, is where they'll put the hurricane straps or they'll retrofit it with clips or add a third nail. There's a couple options that you have out there that can really help lower your insurance premium, but I would always suggest you check with your insurance agent before you invest in that. Okay. Because depending on the area of where your house is located, the discount from your insurance will be a lot more aggressive. So I would just always check on that, but we can definitely price that into all of our roofs to help the homeowners with that. That's becoming very, very common too.
Yeah, that's important to have that, man.
Absolutely.
Yep. And let's see. So you've got financing available. You've got instant estimates on your website. I think that's a cool feature you have on your website is gulfshieldroofing.com.
Yeah, exactly. So you can log right onto our website. You'll see the pink little panther over there. You click on him, and then you put your address in, and it generates a free estimate for you. And the nice thing about that is it's not like we're selling our information, or it's not a third party operating it. But besides that, it takes about maybe 30 seconds entering information, and then it's going to give you a couple roofing options. Whether, hey, I want to know what the metal roofing is going to cost compared to a shingle roof. So that option is on there too. And homeowners like it because everyone's so busy these days, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is so busy. So it's allow you to give an idea of the ballpark. Say you're a couple years out from getting a new roof. It's a good place where you can start to budget. Because a lot of people don't understand, like, roofing is expensive. And it's getting more expensive every year.
I want to get this last question in. Yeah. How about tariffs? Have they affected the roofing industry much? Have you seen any
No, we haven't seen much tariffs right now. But we got plenty of roofing supplies are in the market. Labor is pretty consistent, too. Yep. You mentioned something about Trump giving out $2,000 tariff checks. I'm sure a lot of my homeowners would love those.
Stimulus checks.
That happens.
Yes. Compliments of China and Mexico. Canada. European Union paying some big tariffs, so Trump considers $1,000. Yeah, that's right. All right, Logan Briggs, Gulf Shield Roofing. Find him online, gulfshieldroofing.com. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brandon.
All right. Hey, my pleasure. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And thank you so much for spending time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, online at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.